May 17th, Houston, Texas. A quiet freeway exit becomes a danger zone in seconds. One man, just moments after fleeing a crash. Two officers closing in. And a split-second decision that would change everything. What started as a routine traffic call ended in a deadly exchange of gunfire, all captured on body cam. Today, we bring you the shocking footage and the story behind it. On May 17th, just after 3:45 p.m., Houston police responded to a reported three-car collision on the North Freeway, Interstate 45, near the 10,300 block. Two vehicles had collided and remained at the scene, while witnesses described a green SUV speeding off immediately afterward. Patrol units issued a general broadcast for the fleeing vehicle. Within minutes, officers located a matching green SUV parked in a lot 1 block away, with telltale window damage consistent with the crash. Inside sat 28-year-old MichaelDziedzic. Officers approached and began questioning him. "Were you involved in an accident?" "No," Dziedzic replied, falsely denying any responsibility. They then informed him that Texas state law requires him to exchange information after a crash and asked him to step out of his vehicle. But Dziedzic refused. Officers had a right to be concerned when they approached the vehicle. Drug and weapon-related incidents have spiked recently in Houston. An uncooperative driver, whose behavior indicated he was possibly intoxicated, refusing to exit his vehicle after fleeing a crash. A recipe for disaster was already lined up. However, there was another concerning detail. They spotted an object concealed within the waistband of Dziedzic's shorts. Moments later, body cam footage would show that what officers feared was about to come true.
Where were you involved in an accident?
Before I'm monitoring.
No. What?
No.
That's not the... Where were you involved? You got your vehicle listed as the vehicle involved in an accident.
Which people did?
They got video footage and everything, buddy. I'm not here to debate about it. Okay. You said what?
So which one?
Okay.
Body cam footage begins as two Houston officers approach the green SUV, parked at a diagonal in a shopping plaza lot just off the freeway. The driver's side window is down. Inside sits MichaelDziedzic, dressed in dark clothing, hands on the wheel. Officer 1 leans in. "Were you in an accident earlier today?" he asks. "No," Dziedzic replies. The officer presses him, calmly explaining that witnesses saw him fleeing a crash just minutes earlier.
I'm not going to debate about it with you, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put you in handcuffs, we're going to put you in the back seat, we're going to move your car over there with the other two cars that are involved in the crash.
While he continues to feign ignorance, the officers explain their intentions to handcuff him to investigate further. Dziedzic stays quiet, eyes darting, and does not exit the car. Officers begin escalating verbal commands, noting what appears to be an object concealed in his waistband. Then, with zero warning, Dziedzic reaches for the object, a handgun.
Hey, whoa, up, down! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! 22-21.
Good. Good bro.
There's no shots fired.
Hey, roll me HFD. I got a male, not conscious, not breathing, multiple gunshot wounds to his abdomen.
It's all over in an instant. Officers manage to shoot Dziedzic before he can open fire. Dziedzic slumps into the driver's seat of the SUV and collapses onto the pavement. What happens next has been blurred in the released body cam footage, but medics soon arrived on the scene. It's too late, however. Dziedzic is pronounced dead at the scene. Within minutes of the shooting, Houston Fire Department medics arrived on scene. Despite immediate CPR and trauma care efforts by officers, MichaelDziedzic was pronounced dead less than 30 minutes after the initial 911 call. The weapon found beside him was a .40 caliber pistol, loaded with a full magazine. Had the officers not acted when they did, this could have been a very different story. Officers involved in the shooting were placed on standard administrative leave, pending internal and independent reviews, a routine protocol anytime deadly force is used. The Houston Police Department released body cam footage just over 4 weeks later, on June 21st, after the district attorney's office completed a preliminary use of force evaluation. According to HPD, Dziedzic had no outstanding warrants at the time of the incident. But his decision to flee a crash, lie to officers, and ultimately pull a gun during the stop led to what they called a clear and immediate lethal threat. No officers were injured, and no bystanders were harmed. Had Dziedzic survived the encounter, he would likely be facing serious charges. Pulling a gun on a police officer after fleeing a potential crime scene would have carried a heavy sentence. The district attorney's office confirmed the investigation remains active, but, as of now, shows no deviation from department policy or state law. What began as a standard call to a potentially minor traffic accident ended with a man lying dead in a Houston parking lot. MichaelDziedzic made a series of split-second choices: fleeing the crash, refusing to comply, and reaching for a stolen gun in front of 2 armed officers. In a matter of seconds, that decision cost him his life. The officers were cleared to return to duty following the preliminary investigation. Their actions, according to Houston PD, followed departmental training and legal standards for lethal force. But for many watching the body cam footage, the questions remain. Why flee? Why escalate? And why, in a moment of panic, pull a weapon? These are the choices some officers have to tackle on the streets, when milliseconds matter and hesitation can be fatal. Across the country, encounters like this one continue, deadly, fast, and caught on camera.